start today first with the real movie every one of us have to watch, I believe, is Revenant.
Yep. 12 nominations for Oscar.
That sums it up, I think. Right? And let me start with a brief overview of the story, and then we can talk about why it is such a great movie we should all watch. This is, as you know, might have seen it already. It's played by, main role is played by Leonardo DiCaprio. He plays the role of a frontiersman. His name is Hugh Glass in the movie. The movie starts with the opening scene where he talks with his half Native American son, Hawk. He'll be telling his son, basically the dialogue summarizes the theme of the movie. He says, never give up fighting as long as you have breath. That's what he tells his son. He's half American because his wife is a Native American in the movie. So he along with his son and will be there along with other frontiersmen, the early explorers of the Midwest. They will be collecting the fur, which is very important during the time. In the Midwest at the time, unexplored territory. So they will be they'll be attacked by the Native American tribe with the arrows and all that stuff, and then they will survive that attack. And then the captain of the troop, Hardy, they will decide, like, to temporarily stop the expedition and go to the nearest post. And then so they will start doing that. And in the meanwhile, when this guy Hugh Glass, DiCaprio, will be attacked by a bison, grizzly bear, grizzly bear, and they really maul him to, he'll be almost, it's a miracle that he survives. And then he will be carried down stretcher by the remaining members of the group. They already lost like 30 people, and this guy will be dragging for them. Right, so they'll have to make a decision what to do with him. Right, one of the villain in the group, Fitzgerald, played by Tom Hardy. Played by Tom Hardy. So he will think that this guy is going to be a drag for the group. Let's get rid of him and go around. But the Captain Hardy says, no, let's not do that. So he'll say, like, whoever stays back and then take care of this guy and bring him to the outpost, they will be rewarded handsomely. So the Glass's son, Hugh Glass's son, basically the Hawk, will stay back, obviously. And then another younger guy in the group, Bridges, he'll also stay back. Initially, Fitzgerald do not want to do it, but since there is a lot of money involved, he'll bargain for double the amount for the other remaining guys, and he'll also stay back with the group, actually. So now, but all along, Fitzgerald is always thinking of how to get rid of this guy, right? So at some point, he'll succeed in killing Hawk, who he never likes because he's a half Native American. He's not a white one. So Fitzgerald kill him in front of Hugh's own eyes. He sees his son, and then he'll convince Badger, the other younger guy in the group, to leave him and put him in the grave. And then they'll go to the nearest outpost, and then they'll collect their money, Fitzgerald, and go away. So the remaining part of the story is basically how Hugh Glass, DiCaprio, survives the horrible winter weather. And then how he'll eat live fish. There is at one point he'll see an American tribe leader who will be sitting there and eating a bison carcass. And then
just the intestines removing.
It's like we'll talk about all those scenes later. But the main story is like they'll become friends and they'll slowly start going towards the outpost in search. And then another French tribe will come and kill this Native American guy. And then this guy will slowly regain his energy, and then he'll lose his horse. And then one of the scenes he'll have to sleep inside the horse. He'll remove all the organs and he'll have to sleep inside the house because of the inclement weather. So these are some of the gory scenes he'll have to withstand, and somehow he reaches the outpost. And then the remaining part of the story would be like how he takes care of revenge on Fitzgerald, and then for his son's life and the way he treated him. And then the movie ends with that that somber scene where he will, after he kills Fitzgerald, he'll look at the audience and he'll have those teary eyes in his cheery eyes, and then looking all lonely. and the just like the reflection of the whole backdrop.
What had just happened.
Yeah. So that's what the story is about.
Greatly summarized. Have you seen the movie?
No, I haven't, but I can picture.
You can picture. Well, actually, you can't, because the movie is has, like, if you talk about like today's geography, supposedly it was shot in Yellowstone National Park area.
Right.
So Jackson Hole, Wyoming is that area, and that is one of my favorite spots in United States. So when I saw that movie, I was like, oh my God, I did not realize back in 1823 this is how it looked like. And this is actually a true story, and this story has been like retold, has like a legendary epic story over and over again many times. Apparently in 1971, The Man in the Wilderness is the same movie, which is based on Hugh Glass. So based on what you said, was just recalling my themes for this movie. When I saw the movie, because it was literally long, grinding, sometimes miserable to watch movie, because I've never expected the movie to be 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's almost like 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours. Right, which is kind of different for me to take in compared to other.
But we Indians are programmed to that.
Exactly. It was when I first walked into the theater, I thought, oh my God, it's a long movie. But as I watched through the scene, it was needed to depict the scraping, crawling that he had to do. Apparently, he traveled like 200 miles just to get to where he needed to get, like Fort. Can't remember the place that he was trying to reach.
Most of it was shot in the Rockies, Canadian Rockies, and some part of it was shot in Argentina.
Yeah. And just to summarize some of the themes, the movie kind of showed, the film actually depicted relentless surviving back then, when they had nothing but reducible needs or things to go by.
Right.
And it was either people were alive, dead, or you were good or bad. Those were the only type of people. And it's a extraordinary power, like you said, about the stability, the roots. Look at the trunk, not the branches.
Some real scenes in between, right?
Yeah, real scenes in between. It kind of showed that the extraordinary power of the human spirit. Like, if you want to survive, you can get through most of it if your spirit is there, if your stability is there. And I also saw like the man's inhumanity towards another man. That was also depicted.
But Fitzgerald does that.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, who's actually nominated for the supporting role, for the role that he had done, was nothing but Tom Hardy. And then it also showed like the dark mechanisms of Western expansion. And if I have to I thought the movie was awesome because the pain was real.
Right.
Like, as he was going through pain, we could feel the pain too. Especially mauling of the bear, like this scratch.
We'll talk about the bear scene
later.
Okay. That's like
and the wildness. If you fear wilderness, and if you feel like you want to see the exquisite dangers and torment of snowy mountains, beautiful hell, if you want to call it, this is a perfect movie because the scenery was awesome, the cinematography.
So the big question is, will Leonardo DiCaprio get his Oscar? Do you think so?
Absolutely. I don't see why not.
I'll be really surprised if he doesn't win, because if you look at the competition, unlike the earlier times where in the Django or Aviator or Wolf in the Wall Street or the Titanic, all these movies, there was somebody else who was a little closer. I don't think this time.
Right now,
I mean, coming about DiCaprio, the pain he took to make it so surreal. Even the director didn't leave any stone unturned. As far as making it real look. In fact, I don't know if it is true or not. There was in one place I read that DiCaprio, that bison carcass I was talking about, he had the Indian guy, he'll throw a liver of the bison to him, so that gives a lot more sustenance, I guess, right? So it seems he really ate the bison liver.
Oh, he did in real life.
Yeah, and the guy who played that American Indian guy is from Fort Worth area. And he was Dallas area, I think, Plano. I think it was Plano. So he taught him how to eat, raw meat and all that stuff. He's a truck driver, actually. So most of these scenes are real, because if you want to introduce artificiality, you can easily see it. Right? Because look at the magnificent backdrop of all the Rockies, the snow-filled Rockies, and then the beautiful Colorado River flowing through.
Wow.
And if you show all this, the fake scenes, you can easily find it out. And coming to that gory things which Parimala is talking about, there's no in between here.
No.
You either there is abysmal gory or average gory. Wherever you hover, because how can you visualize a place where you putting your hand inside and removing the meat out of it and putting
unheard
it in?
of. It's so unrealistic and unflinching, but then it's so true. You can
That is
see
true.
it.
I mean, you cannot. There's no supermarkets then.
No.
No. So I think DiCaprio will definitely. And then 12 Oscars. So definitely.
We are rooting for him too.
Rooting. And then director was excellent. And so what do you say?
I say it's if we have to rate out of 5, definitely 5. I wish I could give more.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I need to go see now.
Yes.
I've been postponing for last 2 days.
2 days.
But how about the? I think it's R restricted, right?
It is
It is.
big time R.
Big time.
Yeah,
R
big
for
time.
kids
It's
and
not
no.
It's very disturbing. If you want to take your kids, I don't think it's recommended. I would not.
No.
But the scenes were real. I mean, like everyone has been saying, and it kind of gave me. I felt like really this is what people go through. How lucky am I that I'm not
Right.
reduced to that basic levels.
I mean, I would say it is restricted not just for kids, even for people who have that, they
that's
can
true.
handle that sort of scenes.
That's
It's better
true.
not to go. But everyone should watch it, is what I feel.
Yeah.
And the scene where the bison grizzly bear comes and attacks him, amazing scene. I don't know how they picturized it.
Yeah.
Just for that scene, I think it's worth watching the movie. And then the scenery in the backdrop, amazing. It's a immersive, visceral, cinematic experience.
Oh,
You
that's a nice
definitely
way to
have to
put it.
watch it. And I would also say 5 stars. I don't know if I can give 5 stars, but if there is one movie, definitely. The only reason I'll hesitate to do it is because of the gory details.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to give 5 because of the scary scenes. Otherwise, it's a perfect.
Before we wrap up, I just wanted to say something. There's actually a monument of Hugh Glass that now actually stands near the mauling scene, wherever that mauling scene happened, in Shadeville Reserve, by the Grand River. So that's something, if you ever want to go see, it is a true story, and you can actually Google it online.